Hi everyone, I'm Beth in Texas and this is Fresh Off the Hook Wednesday. I only have a couple things done this week because, well, like I said before, I have so many unfinished projects that it's not even funny. But I do like doing quick projects in between so I don't get bored with the same thing over and over again. So this is one of the things I made. And this was a hat pattern in Crochet Today magazine. They had a metal square buckle. I like to use what I have on hand. So this is something I had on hand, one of these plastic ring, and I just made that into the buckle. These are single crochets done in the back loop only. And I really like the way the brim came out on this. So that's one of the things I got done. I'm going to show you a picture of the ear flap hat I made. My son claimed it. So I'm going to put a picture of my son wearing the ear flap cap here. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you will have already seen this picture. But Ryan really liked this hat and he claimed it as his own, so I'm going to let him have it. And hopefully it'll help with some of the problems he has. My son is autistic, if you haven't already heard that, and he's having issues with hitting himself on the head with the heels of his hands, and he hits his head like this really hard. And we went somewhere right after I gave him the hat, and he wanted to hit his head. I said, Ryan, put your hat on instead, and he did. So hopefully this will be something that'll help stop him from hitting himself on the head. Another thing I made, excuse me, reach around here, with the yarn that I got at the Woolly U last time I showed you the yarn, I made myself a beret, and it's a pattern I got for free on Ravelry, and I will leave the names of the magazines I get the patterns for the hats, and for whatever project I'm working on, and or a link to the free patterns. So this is the hat. I'm not completely keen on it because I don't like the little, see what I mean? I don't like the little corner things on it, but it's how it's supposed to be. I thought I'd like it, but I guess if I wore it on the back of my head it wouldn't look so bad. Some people look good wearing their tams forward. I don't. Or to the side is the way I usually wear it, but then it leaves that little point at the top. So maybe if I wore it to the back. And I have a lot of this yarn left, so I might make mittens to match and a scarf as well. So I probably brought home enough yarn to make a shawl, but now that I made the tam, it might not be enough. But it's very subtle variegation in this yarn. I don't know how well you can see it. A lot of times the video comes out more clear than what I can see in the little window that I'm watching in. Okay, so I got 3 hats finished, and that's all I got finished. I'm working on some other things. I have been working on a shrug with boucle yarn, and it's multicolored boucle. The interesting thing is about multicolored yarns is a lot of times it will work out a pattern when you work it out. And so when I did the sleeve, you see the diagonal stripes that it left? Well, then here it changed a little bit because that you could see that's where I changed the balls of yarn. So then it came to this pattern, which is a lot more random and not so striped. But then I got to the point where you have to turn your work instead of work in the rounds. And this is the part that goes across the back. So there's going to be some horizontal stripes on the back of this shrug. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to like this because of the way the multicolored yarn patterned on on Ravelry they call it flashing and pooling, and sometimes it comes out the really cool pattern. I like this spiral stripe, and I don't mind the more random camouflage look here, but these stripes, that's something I'm not quite sure about, especially all in one piece. So I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. I may end up donating it to charity. But I'm about halfway on this now. I've been working on it. I'm also working on a ripple, something I call a mini ripple. And I want to do a tutorial on that one. I don't have it here to show you right now. Okay, and so that's what's fresh off the hook. Now, I did go to a thrift store and I bought more yarn today. And they have these bags of yarn for $1.99, and they have 3 skeins in each bag. So $1.99 for 3 skeins of yarn isn't bad at all. And so I've got 3 packages of blue and white. This one's got royal blue and white. This one's got black, kind of a heather denim look, blue and white. And the third package has a royal blue, a heather denim blue, and a white in the package. Now I'm looking at the yarn and I'm seeing little bits of dirt. It's probably just dust, but I'm going to have to really check them out before I use them. Sometimes you get yarn that is downright filthy, and you can't really use that to donate. I could make something with it and wash it when I'm done making it, but it doesn't guarantee it's going to wash out. Sometimes I have to throw yarn away, but most of the time I can like cut out the dirty spot. Like somebody spilled coffee on their yarn or something like that. You could just cut that part out and continue on. So that's my fresh off the hook for Wednesday. Want to welcome all the newcomers. We got a few more new brothers and sisters joining our Fresh Off the Hook family. So I want to welcome all of them. Be sure to check in the description below, not only for the patterns and the place where I got the patterns, but for the other Fresh Off the Hook videos. See what everybody else is doing. You might get some inspiration by it. I know I get inspired. So happy crocheting, and see you next week.